The commander of the 82nd Airborne Division is going right now to the Middle East. What does this mean? Let's take a listen to Jesse Waters as he tells us what the news are.
Fox News alert: the commander of the 82nd Airborne Division has just been ordered to report to the Middle East. The president's aiming to secure the strait and maybe take Kharg Island, Iran's crown jewel. The 82nd is a light infantry parachute assault unit, usually the tip of the spear, and can deploy anywhere in the world in less than 18 hours. Central Command has already bombed a ton of targets on Kharg Island. You'd expect the paratroopers to drop in at night, secure airfields, do a quick repair job on the strip, and pave the way for the Air Force and Marines to deliver more men, armor, and gear. It's risky, but once you control that island, you control Iran's economic lifeline. All this as more elements of U.S. Special Forces move into the Gulf. A recent surge in C-17 flights into the region indicate a light ground strike force could take action imminently. This wouldn't be a ground war. These units are designed for precision, speed, and impact. They bring together elite elements from the SEALs, Rangers, and Delta. Their job? Execute the most dangerous and sophisticated missions in the world, like dismantling networks and eliminating high-value targets. These special operators do it with minimal footprint and maximum effect. If there's a decisive blow to strike, these are the men to do it. Here's Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg.
I'm a big believer in putting boots on the ground, not necessarily into Iran, but taking Kharg Island and also taking the Strait of Hormuz. Look, we kind of need to do it the way the Romans used to do it.
As this elite task force gets into position, what's left of the Iranian military is being crippled. We've achieved air supremacy, so our B-2s are refueling mid-flight and continuing to drop heavy ordnance. And we're getting help from the British.
B-52 bombers now launching strikes from RAF Fairford in Britain with a full complement of 24 2,000-pound satellite-guided penetrator bombs. Those normally need to be dropped 5 to 15 miles from the target.
All this is happening as we enter day 2 of the negotiations with the Speaker of the Iranian Parliament. The regime's now come under pressure from its last 2 allies. The Chinese and the Russians are telling Tehran to lay off the strait and cut a deal before Trump seizes the oil. But even though the United States is in peace talks with the Iranians, both sides still letting it fly.
You can see first responders here that are at the scene of a ballistic missile impact in Tel Aviv. The side of this apartment building totally sheared off as the first responders are working to remove rubble and debris from this area. Multiple people were injured during the last Iranian ballistic missile barrage, and a significant amount of destruction was caused to this street, cars on the street, an apartment building sheared off of the side here in the northern part of Tel Aviv.
Iranian command and control is shot, so lone survivors are shooting till the powder runs dry, sometimes indiscriminately into residential buildings, sometimes at American allies. British Special Forces had to repel 14 Iranian kamikaze drones just last night in Iraq. But the president says it could all be over soon.
Here's the thing, folks, before we listen to the president. This is extremely, extremely risky. Extremely risky. I'm going to lay out positives of this because I want to be positive. But I'm also going to tell you the significant risks with this operation. And, I mean, this is just very risky, but the positive also are very good. Listen, we're in this now. So what are we going to do? Back up? Give up? That could be an answer for many. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think Trump is going to go and take this. And listen, Lindsey Graham was right. I mean, he was in the presidency here, and we are going to go take Kharg Island. It's extremely, extremely dangerous. Let's listen to Mr. President Trump.
They have no anti-aircraft equipment left, no radar left, no leaders left. The leaders are all gone. Nobody knows who to talk to. But we're actually talking to the right people, and they want to make a deal so badly. You have no idea how badly they want to make a deal. And we'll see what happens.
The Secretary of War.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. That's one of the things that I don't like about Trump is like, you have no idea how bad they want to talk about. You have no idea how great we're doing. We have no you're not going to get tired of winning, which, listen, I like it in the beginning, but we're talking about a war here. You know, we need more context. We need more truth. It's just very, very tough. Let's listen to the Secretary of War.
War says the U.S. military is performing exquisitely.
Never has a modern military been so rapidly and historically obliterated, defeated from day one with overwhelming firepower. That's why we see ourselves as part of this negotiation as well. We negotiate with bombs. You have a choice as we loiter over the top of Tehran, as the president talked about your future. The president has made it clear that you will not have a nuclear weapon. The War Department agrees. Our job is to ensure that.
We told the mullahs we'd turn the lights off, and within hours, they came to the table. And they brought a gift.
They did something yesterday that was amazing, actually. They gave us a present, and the present arrived today. It was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money. And I'm not going to tell you what that present is, but it was a very significant prize. And they gave it to us, and they said they were going to give it. So that meant one thing to me: we're dealing with the right people.
Is it related to the Strait of Hormuz and the flow?
Yeah, it was related to the flow and to the strait, yeah.
Text me at the end of the show what you think the gift is, because I have no idea.
Right. Wow. Well, nobody knows the gift. That's interesting. We got a gift from them, and we're at war. We're bombing the crap out of them. That's interesting, to say the least. I'm going to give you positives of this. And listen, let's go to Satu so we can just show you here. Positives of this, of going to take the Kharg Island. I mean, the negatives are very, very dangerous. But the positives on your screen: major economic chokehold on Iran. Seizing and controlling Kharg Island could cut off 90% of Iran's oil revenue almost immediately. This could starve the regime and its funding of proxies like Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis, and everyone else. Accelerating collapse of force concessions without a full mainland invasion. You're already invading something that they have and that they want and love. Okay, we'll get to the negatives in a minute. You also obviously have the capabilities of reopening the Strait of Hormuz, which has been, talked about plenty of times, and rightly so. They could restore freedom of navigation easily, global oil supply shocks, and lowering skyrocketing gas prices that are really high at the moment. And groceries right now are insanely high, even here in rural Missouri. My wife just did $170 worth of groceries, and it was just nothing at all. It's probably $100 worth. I mean, it's that crazy. So let's keep an eye on that. Then you got leverage in negotiations. Of course, you're controlling Kharg Island. You can negotiate very strong, because that's the smart way that they have been doing this. Iran has been battling us, attacking us with money, attacking our wallets, and that's the way to do it for them. They can't compete with our military. That's just clear and obvious. Their Navy's gone. They have no Air Force. They didn't really have an Air Force before this war started, but they had a lot of Navy, like 40-something, I think, actually, ships went down. So that's pretty much done and over. The only way they can attack us is through our pockets, and that Strait of Hormuz has been incredibly important for them. Now, you get leverage in negotiations, but then you're listening to Trump say that we have been talking to the right people, that they gave us a gift and all of that. So why would you need to take Kharg Island? Because Kharg Island, why would they want to give that up? That's making it seem like they are just going to give all, and we're not. There's no negotiation, really. It's like Iran is just going to give in to what we say, and that's that. And we're supposed to believe that from the Iranian regime. So they're just going to give up the Strait of Hormuz. They're just going to give up controlling their money, their oil, their revenue. By the way, China's 80% of their oil comes from Iran. So what's going to happen there? That's an interesting situation, right? So more of the leverage and demonstrates strength, aligns with peace through strength that Donald Trump has been advocating about, and has, gotten people to vote for him for. Shows the U.S. as Trump won't tolerate disruptions to global energy or attacks on allies' shipping, and could deter China and Russia from deeper involvement. And not sure that their involvement has been too much, to be honest. They've been awful quiet, in my opinion, and good. And also, the final one is the long-term regional impact weakens Iran's ability to project power in the Gulf, potentially stabilizing shipping routes and decades if held or used as leverage. So that's what they have to. Those are the positives right there. When you get into the negative, is some major negatives. Some major negatives. I mean, the potential of losing U.S. troops is extremely high. This could be a suicide mission, to be honest with you. And I don't want to say that, but I mean, you're literally putting your troops in a fishbowl. That's it. You know, they're going to be naked the whole time they're there. I don't want casualties anymore as a U.S. veteran, but this seems pretty grim. Kharg Island is small, literally 20 square kilometers. That's it. Heavily defended with missiles, drones, mines, and IRGC's forces. A ground assault, even limited, could turn into a meat grinder similar to Iwo Jima. We don't want that. I mean, Lindsey Graham has brought up Iwo Jima, and we certainly don't want that, right? It would be so detrimental for the U.S. It would just be so bad. We don't want that. We don't want that at all. The battle could cost just a lot, so much money, and so much. It's just a lot. Now, troops on the island would be literally sitting ducks, and that's the main part. I mean, what are we going to do? We're going to go there. We're going to bomb the crap out of them and get rid of, secure the strip. It's all really small. It's relatively small. It's tiny, and this could be very, very tough. I mean, Iran could easily missile the crap out of this island, killing their own soldiers, killing the IRGC for the name of Allah, for the name of Islam. And trust me, they won't lose any sleep over that at all. So this could be very, very, very bad. Very bad. You could have global oil and economic fallout. Any fighting around the island risks damaging oil infrastructure, causing even higher global prices, supply shortages, and recession fears. 20% of the world oil passes through this, by the way, nearby. So it can be really bad. The political cost, of course, holding the island long term could require thousands of troops indefinitely. Because what do you think? They're going to try to get it back, and that's never going to stop. So we're literally going to have to send troops here nonstop. If we want to secure it, who else is going to secure it? If it's not us. I mean, it should be more other countries, by the way, and it looks like England or Great Britain are helping us. But they're not going to do it forever. Are we going to do it forever? Why? It could have international and diplomatic blowback, could alienate allies, boost anti-U.S. sentiment, and give propaganda wins to Iran and China and Russia, etc. Because our allies don't have the capabilities to keep up with this. And you're already starting to suffer from the U.S. military right now is starting to suffer from recruitment. Now, a lot of people are going into the military right now to the point where the National Guard is promoting, we'll give you all the benefits as active duty. A little bit of foreshadowing, by the way. Not a lot of people want to join right now. And are we going to draw back to a draft? That would be, are you kidding me? That would be catastrophic. It would just be a logistic nightmare as well. I mean, it's how to do it, an amphibious assault. I mean, you have to have forces within about 20, 30 miles from it, offshore, under constant threat all the time. And I mean, all the time. I mean, this could be a very, very bad situation. And, holding the island long term could require thousands of troops indefinitely, as I mentioned. Huge cost, domestic backlash. I mean, Middle East wars. I mean, it's just too much. So, and if we had positive talks, as President Trump is saying, then why do we need to do all this? But the fact of the matter is, troops are going there right now to secure Kharg Island, ladies and gents. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, because this could be very, very tough. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know. We'll see you in the next one.